Hi, my name is Andrew Spriggs and I'm from Houston, Texas.
Hi, I'm Patrick. I'm from the UK.
Hi, I'm Eric Storm from Sacramento, California.
Hi, I'm Priya Chandra and I'm from Melbourne, Australia.
I'm Crystal Horton from Southern Colorado.
Definitely that they want to learn. That's, I think, what gets you in the door. And then you continue because you want to share that.
I'm thinking persistence and patience and curiosity. Yes. So that's 3. Sorry, I've stolen everybody.
I think a common thing that I've noticed with PEs, they don't ask the original poster, here are 25 questions, answer them, and then we might be able to work things out. They work their way down and try and make things easy for the person who's got a problem to try and be helpful with them.
I have found that there are some things where the first suggestion doesn't work, the second one doesn't work, and you have to kind of just keep going through and asking different questions that may not have even come to mind at first. But when you figure it out with the user and then they're able to solve their problem, it's just so satisfying.
It's such a good feeling, isn't it?
I think that it's also studying the guidelines that we find fascinating and putting it in basic, simple terms to ask those questions to bring it forward.
I'm in Google Workspace and Google Calendar, and so there's quite a lot of cross-pollination. So people will post in either. And the first time that happened to me, I was like, I don't know what's going on here. Google Calendar says it should work, and then, you know, if you're actually using Workspace, there's this other setting.
There's an admin setting.
Yeah, there's an admin setting. I was like, oh great, thank you, and created a little community guide from their original advice.
So many of my contributions in forums like Gmail or YouTube ultimately revolve around a question with the Google account itself. And so that's an area where I think people aren't aware that Google account is often the gateway to a lot of these other products. And so I get a lot of experience learning about other products because it's something that's an interaction between Google account and the other products.
I'm with business profiles, and so oftentimes when the profile is suspended or they need help with an address change, that will affect Google Ads. But we also have to bring in someone from Maps because that's part of the PIN as well. So it's being able to collaborate with a few different product experts to help out.
Yeah, I'll stock a question. Sometimes if it's an interesting question, I know it needs to be somewhere else like Chromebook. I'll star it, send it over there, don't comment on it, and then a couple days later I'll go back and pull up my start in that to see how they answered. And so it's indirectly, I'm like, oh, so that's the problem. And now I've learned a bunch more about Chromebook.
Don't try and feel you have to answer everything, but star the ones that you think, I don't know the answer to that, but I'd like to, you know, and then you will learn from hopefully somebody that knows the answer, and you can learn, the original poster learns, so everybody wins out of it.
Yeah.
I think it's been huge about my communication with my coworkers. When we're having discussions, I'm looking for the problem that they're not particularly saying, you know, answering their question, but why did they even ask that question in the first place?
In both a personal and professional, thirst for knowledge, but being able to take that and those resources and pay it forward. And there's a common goal here amongst all product experts that have that, paying it forward and bringing that thirst of knowledge.
Yeah. I think for me personally, it's been finding people that are also interested in Google products and support. I'm not going to call us nerds because we're not, but just that community of people, you know, that are willing to be online and helping complete strangers. It's just been really nice to have that.
It's making connections and friends all over the world.
Yeah.